Well, what a game that was on Sunday, and it's difficult to know where to start, so I think the best thing to do is try and follow the order of the game, the flow, and we're going to start with the bad stuff to begin with, and then hopefully move on to the better stuff towards the end of this video. So if that's what you're hanging on for, stay tuned, watch the whole video, and hopefully you have some comments, whether you agree or disagree with me or not. I'd love to hear what you think about the game on Sunday. It was, of course, a really entertaining matchup from a neutral perspective. I think it almost had everything apart from a red card, and it was a thoroughly entertaining game. I thought Leeds controlled most of it. The stats certainly back that up. We had many shots on goal. We'll talk about those as we go through, and we certainly had the lion's share of the possession, over 70%, if my memory serves me right. So let's get on and have a look at a couple of things that I observed during that match, and things that perhaps we may have missed, or perhaps other people haven't spoken about too much. And we'll begin with the first Cardiff goal. You'll notice that the first Cardiff goal was an incredible goal from their perspective, but how their left winger Dowder found the space to get in behind Ayling is baffling a lot of people, but actually it looks like the answer might not be as straightforward as people think, and everybody's saying it should be Luke Ayling or it should be Willie Gnonto who's picking up the runner. But actually, if we have a look at the three right-hand sided players in the earlier stages of the game, it's Ayling, Archie Gray and Cree Summerville ahead of him. Now Gray does try to go in and make an interception, but unfortunately it's too late and the ball gets clipped over the top for the runner to go hurtling past Luke Ayling, and at this point Wilfred Gnonto, will notice, is actually in no man's land. Who's he picking up? He's nowhere near anybody, and actually we should be thinking, well, Gnonto is perhaps more the centre forward, and perhaps he shouldn't be tracking back at all. It's easy to sit here and pin blame on everybody when we've got the benefit of hindsight, but during a game, you know, the players are acting under instructions from Farker, and it depends, of course, what Farker has instructed the players to do. Has he told Gnonto that he doesn't want him tracking back? Has he said to him, just stay in these areas, don't come back, etc.? And this is perhaps part of the reason why we've struggled defending, and it's a time and time again we've seen similar goals conceded in the Premier League during our stay there over the years, and we always seem to struggle. By the time Gnonto realises he's got a problem, it's too late. He's not going to catch O'Dowda, who's absolutely hurtling down that left flank for them. He makes a really lovely cross in, and Bowler gets two attempts, and the second bite of the cherry, he manages to get the ball into the back of the net past Meslier. And I've just put a little screenshot here to see and to demonstrate just how obstructed Mellier's view would have been during that goal, and I'm pretty sure that Ilian probably did stand much of a chance of getting it because of the obstruction to his line of sight and the positioning of the ball. So, you know, we could always sit there and blame this player, that player and the other player. I mean, Ayling, instead of going to O'Dowda, tries to fill the space and stop the cross from going in, but there's no way he's going to stop that. He's played a really great ball in to Bowler, and that's it. It's 1-0 to Cardiff, and at the time I remember seeing there, it just looks so basic, and it just looks like the kind of thing we've seen in the previous season, doesn't it? Let's move on and have a look at the second goal then. It's an interesting one because you've got Cine, Helder and Dan James forming a little bit of a line, and then Ampadu's just dropped off a little bit, and perhaps Ampadu should be dropping in there trying to make up that defensive line, because Helder's gone out to deal with the threat coming down the right hand side. So we can see that Dan James has been caught by the pass, this little 1-2, and Helder has gone from being in a goal side position to being in a non-goal side position and getting beaten on the inside, which is how the cross has got into the danger area for Cardiff. And it's a silly mistake really, but then we look at Mellier's positioning, and again perhaps he should have come for that cross. It's coming inwards across his 6-yard box, and he doesn't seem to try and dive out and go for it. Instead, by the time he realises it, the ball's in the back of the net. It's gone straight across the front of him, and it's in the back of the net. So I don't know what he's doing, to be quite honest with you. But I'm not Ilya Mellier's biggest fan, and I'm certainly a bit sceptical about his positioning, and I have been for quite some time now. So perhaps it is time for a change in between the sticks, and I hope Darlow gets a good run out against Shrewsbury. Also, saddest moment in the game for me was the departure of Liam Cooper. Unfortunately, Liam's had a really nasty injury there by the look of it, and we know that he's quite a hard man, isn't he? He's quite a tough guy. I don't honestly think that it's looking very good for him. It must have been a serious injury for him, and he must have been in quite a bit of pain as he got stretchered off during the match. So I'm hoping for a speedy recovery from Coops. It'd be nice for him to try and get back as soon as possible, and congratulations on the goal, by the way. It was a terrific goal, and it just shows that when you put your body on the line, things start to happen, and unfortunately Liam seems to have landed really badly in scoring that goal for us to try and get us back into the match, and thankfully he did, getting it to 2-1. We move on then, and Sinisterra, with that wonderful little turn at the edge of the 18-yard box, has a great shot. Somerville managing to follow up with a rebound and finish it. Cardiff are going to be very disappointed that they didn't get away from there with 3 points, but bugger them. To be quite honest with you, we should have had the 3 points, and it should have been 4 or 5, maybe 6-2 with the chances that we had. We just lacked that little bit of quality in the final third, and that seems to have been our problem that has dogged us for quite some time now, with our finishing, with our passing, final moves, etc. So, overall, what did I think to the game? Yeah, it's 2 points dropped for me. But it was great to see Ellen Road rocking again. Great to see the crowd really getting behind the lads and encouraging them on, trying to get them stuck in. First half, just 2 lapses of concentration, isn't it, by the look of it? And the rest of it, it's all Leeds. I think they had 2 shots on game for the entire 90 minutes, and they're not going to be happy with that particular statistic. But Leeds, I think we had about 25 shots in total, and those that were on target, they were at the keeper or they were a little bit weak, deflections, etc. So, I'm still remaining pretty confident. I still think we have got enough in us to win this league, but we are still going to need some fresh faces. Look, tell you what, if you're new around here and you enjoyed this video review, you can always smash that like button and notification bell and all the rest of it, and I'll tell you what I'll do, I'll even leave you another video here from my channel in case that you want to go watch something else related to Leeds United. I won't be doing the watch along on Sunday. I'm leaving that to Stuart, disabled team. But take care of yourselves, and I'll catch up with you in the next live stream. It'll probably be the Birmingham match. All the very best. Match are gone together.